Okay, today is Saturday, October 24th, 2020. And right now at 10:30 p.m. we have a temperature of 59 degrees here in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is 84%. The dew point is 54 degrees, and we have a barometric pressure of on one barometer we have 29.90, and on another one we have 29.89. All right, and we've had very overcast conditions starting on Friday and all day today. In fact, it should have been raining on Friday and all day today. If we look at the long wave infrared map shown here, we see a subtropical moisture field, a Pineapple Express pattern right into Southern California. Take a look. There's actually some counterclockwise rotation right here as this moves right into Central and Southern California. Now, we should have had rain yesterday and today. So if we look at the Doppler map, we'll see that we've got, I'll let that thing load up, but zero rain, zero precipitation anywhere in California. And we see that other places around the country, if we just go back to that satellite map here in a second, we see we've got snow going all the way across the country into the Midwest. We've got snow in Idaho. We've got snow in Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, and part of Iowa there. So let's go back and take a look at the satellite map once again for the, let's see here. For the East Coast, we see all that weather moving in, and that's bringing these cold temperatures and a lot of weather. And here we have a tropical situation, plenty of moisture moving in, and zero precipitation on the West Coast. Let's go back and look at the West Coast map once again. This area of high pressure, this installed area of high pressure has been here for 3 weeks now. This has been here, and this is redirecting the jet stream. We can see that here. Everything is being shoved up and over into Canada, and then it drops down in the Midwest section of the country and out towards the east. We can't buy rain here in California right now, although it is scheduled for tomorrow, Sunday the 25th. That's a teaser. We've been getting these reports on the news about chances of rain. When we have a 48 or 50% chance of rain, it doesn't rain. Let's go ahead and take a look at the MODIS Today map. This is yesterday's map. Today's map, they covered up most of it so we couldn't see any detail. But right here we see Southern California. This is the Mexican border right here with the U.S. We have San Diego. We have this is the Salton Sea. And we can see these chemtrail aerosols. They're just all over the place. And there's haze. Chemtrail haze is all over the place here. So this was Friday's map, once again, for the 23rd. And we had that Pineapple Express flow all day long on Friday. And we see Los Angeles right here. We have the mountains that run all the way through the valley areas, all the way through the desert and out towards the, out past Palm Springs, all in this area. So this whole area has been heavily sprayed over. Again, this is Friday's map. You can see these streaks. They're running all over the place, every which way. There's no rhyme or reason. And by the way, these are not commercial airplanes. These are specially equipped jets, although some specially equipped jets that spray these aerosols do fly for airlines such as Southwest and FedEx, UPS. We've seen other YouTube subscriber or other YouTube channels that have posted very good photography of these jets, including military jets spraying these chemtrail aerosols. Now these are sprayed at specific times when weather is moving in. I've mentioned that hundreds of times. Here we have another opportunity for precipitation in the southwest, and yet there is zero rain, zero precipitation on the Doppler map. Now here's a close-up of the central and southern California area. We see all this moisture moving in, tropical moisture. This should be dumping a lot of rain. These are today's maps. And once again, the Doppler map, just nothing happening. Nothing. Zero precipitation. We should be getting a lot of rain yesterday and today from that pattern. Everybody else around the country is getting rain. When that weather moves in, we see here on the East Coast, plenty of rain happening all up and down the East Coast. But out here in California, we can't buy rain. And we've got wind scheduled for Monday. So this is really diabolical. We should be getting rain from this. It's very dry here. We're parched. It's been since actually we did have some rain in the foothills back in May, just a few hundredths of an inch. Now, let's take a look here on the Atlantic. We have a hurricane. This is Epsilon with 75 mile per hour winds, a Category 1 hurricane, 960 millibar pressure, and this is moving. It's moving northeast at 24 miles per hour. So this is moving now up to the northeast. Now, this was moving right up towards Maine and Nova Scotia. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Atlantic map right now, and we'll show you how hurricanes are steered. Take a look at this. This is moving in a sort of a northwest vector throughout this 200 frame loop, and suddenly we have high pressure being installed right on the adjacent to the center of that vortex there. Vortex is the low pressure area right there. Look at this dry pattern that just emerges out of nowhere. We have a northwest bound hurricane right towards Maine and Nova Scotia, and suddenly we have high pressure installed right dead center in that vortex. Look at this. And that, you can see what happens here. That hurricane is now tracking to the northeast. And the fake news doesn't cover this. This is the real climate control going on. And the fake news has been telling us that carbon dioxide is causing climate change. Really? No. Not happening. Carbon dioxide is a fake news cover story. What you're seeing here is not being shown on the news. They show you cartoon maps and cartoon graphics, animated stuff, just basically cartoon stuff for kids. Take a look at this. This hurricane changes direction because the weather controllers decided that they didn't want a hurricane running right into Maine and Nova Scotia. So watch again. We have just a dry area that mysteriously shows up. Of course, we know what's happening here. The weather controllers are installing high pressure right adjacent to that vortex, and that pushes this vortex up to the northwest. So that's how it's done. You won't see this on the nightly news. All the meteorologists are ignoring this evidence. They're going along to get along. They're going along with the deep state narrative that carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas and cow farts and all the rest of it, this absurd end run around science. We hear a lot of people using the word science, like Joe Biden. He doesn't know anything about science. He doesn't have any scientific or analytical ability when it comes to weather or anything else, really. He's a puppet. And most of these Democrat stooges that are telling us about climate change and carbon dioxide, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They either don't know what they're talking about, or they're complicit and a part of a massive conspiracy to control weather. And I'd like to know how many 401ks are tied to the weather derivatives racket. That's something that some of our viewers might want to look into, is how many billions of dollars of 401ks are tied to the weather the weather derivatives markets, the options derivatives and all that. Just something to think about. It's amazing to me that the weather, the people reporting the weather, the meteorologists, none of these people are talking about what we're seeing right here and what we're seeing over here. This should be generating rain, but yet we have evidence, plenty of evidence on these maps that nefarious activity is taking place at specific times. So we've got rain all up and down the east coast. Once again, we see the Doppler radar. That's all happening, but out here, great opportunities for rain all throughout the southern and central California area. We can't get rain to save our lives. And Gavin Newsom continues to have our state locked down. And I'd like to just tell you a little bit about Title 18, Section 242, which is titled Deprivation of Rights Under Color of Law. We have a number of governors around our country, mostly Democrat governors, that are depriving businesses, preventing businesses from working. Part of Title 18, Section 242 talks about whoever under color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom willfully subjects any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States shall be fined under this title and be or imprisoned not more than 1 year, or both. And if bodily injury results from the acts committed in violation of this section, or if acts include the use, attempted use, or threatened use of dangerous weapons, explosives, or fire, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years, or both, if death results from the acts committed in violation of this section. And this goes on. So you can look at Title 18 of the U.S. Code, Section 242. Now there's other sections that are relevant to what's going on right here in our country now. For example, Section 10, or rather Title 10, Section 252, use of militia and armed forces to enforce federal authority, and Title 10, Section 253. Those paragraphs, you can read those as well. But the governors that are preventing people from making a living and having a life and liberty and being free of basically tyrannical rule, that's what this section under Title 18, Section 242 deals with. People don't know their rights. They don't understand the Constitution. They don't know the Constitution. They don't know the three. They don't know the three branches of government. And as a result of this, we've got just rank corruption going on, folks. People have to wake up and start standing up for their rights. It's so pervasive now. It's hard to say whether we'll ever get this all straightened out. This COVID-19 baloney. California is still like 0.045% in terms of the deaths in the death column. We don't care about the cases because everybody gets colds. Any kind of a cold is a coronavirus. So these tests that are showing positive, if you get a cold, it may show up as a coronavirus, COVID test, and you're going to have to quarantine and all this sort of thing. This is ridiculous. Medical doctors are being ignored and suppressed. It's just really unbelievable what's going on. So people have to know their rights. And here we're looking at the weather, the water vapor map. We can see that installed area of high pressure blocking all this weather. Right here we've got opportunities for rain, and there's no rain. Okay, so once again, the MODIS Today map shows us exactly what's happening. At precise times, these jets are dispatched to spray the skies. That prevents the lift. These aerosols are a desiccant. They're laced with aluminum nanoparticulate. Aluminum is a desiccant. Desiccants absorb and sponge up atmospheric water vapor. We can see all those streaks everywhere over Southern California yesterday on the 23rd. Okay, so there it is, and we'll just leave it right here, and we'll get another update as soon as we can. Okay, that's it.